Okay, policy. We're going to begin to start here at policies. Anytime you do something, you should always start with the policies. As I'm looking at this, um, you're going to need one person to be over all policies in your building and be over your policy book. The next thing is policies in place. We need a policy for residents, for staff working and not sitting down unless they're taking a break. The next policy we need is a staffing policy for our meetings to make sure we're watching our costs. You should have your administrative staffing report in that staffing meeting. That's the only way you can see every hour and overtime in your building on one paper. The next policy would be for resident room storage, 7 pairs of clothes. Okay? 7 pairs of pants, 7 shirts, 7 t-shirts, 7 pairs of underwear, 7 socks, and like 2 pairs of shoes. Policy on covering up keypads. Every keypad in your building must be covered up. And so we need this policy in place. All of these policies should already be in place. We need a policy for administrator checkoff. In other words, you have a administrator checkoff list. That paper should have different colors. Anything that's due tomorrow should be blue. Anything that is due today should be yellow. And everything that is past due should be red. And everything that has passed and is completed should be green. If anything is red, that department head that is responsible for that administrative system cannot leave until it is completed, unless the administrator gives approval beforehand. On silverware policy, we got to get this policy back in place. Every time residents eat, we should do a silverware count. Make sure we have all of our silverware, forks, spoons. The next policy is a policy for star tracker. In other words, we need a policy where we make sure we're tracking all of the goals for our residents. This would be for the Worlds of Focus. All of the points that the residents get, and all of the days that they have left on safety and security or relationship and boundaries. We need a very strong tracking form for the Worlds of Focus program. Policy on washing clothes. We need washer and dryers on every unit if possible, but if not, we at least need a laundry room that residents can use in every building. And then we should schedule their time to use it and get their clothes washed. And we want the residents to be as independent as possible. Any resident capable of washing his own clothes should wash his own clothes. Any resident capable of cleaning up his own room should clean up his own room. Any resident capable of taking their own meds should be taking their own meds. But you got to have policies that speak to that situation completely. We need a policy for the walkie-talkies. Every facility should have walkie-talkies, and we want the walkie-talkies that I told y'all to get. If you don't know which ones they are, call Bridgewood, get a picture of theirs, but it has a green button on it. When you push that green button, everybody in your building can hear what you're saying. You have to buy enough walkie-talkies for your day shift and your night shift. So at night, the day shift walkie-talkies are charging, and at day, the night shift walkie-talkies are charging. We need that policy. We need the policy for the administrator checklist. I already told you about the different colors, how it should work. We also need a policy on meetings. When you're in a meeting, you shouldn't be answering your phone. You shouldn't be answering the door. And if there is an emergency in the building, what they should do instead of calling your phone, they should call a code green or code blue. Code blue for medical, code green for behavior. And then we need a policy on staffing. And so we want a policy that shows us exactly how the staffing meetings are going to be done in your building and how you have a department head rotation and how you have a department head rotation. So you should have a department rotation, but also a department head rotation. And these policies should explain everything. Okay? If you have any questions about the policies, please let me know. This concludes policies.